They say there are truths so terrible that the human heart can scarcely bear to hear them, and yet, once spoken, they remain forever etched in the soul. One such truth was revealed on a mountain where silence ruled and where death itself seemed to breathe from the stones. A Bodhisattva once led a man up the steep path of that mountain, each step heavy with mystery. The air grew colder as they climbed, and when they reached the peak, the Bodhisattva stretched out his hand and said, "Look." The man gazed down, and what he saw froze his breath. The mountain was not made of stone, but of skulls, an ocean of hollow faces stacked upon each other, rolling down into the valleys and stretching endlessly beyond the horizon. He felt the ground sway beneath him as terror took hold, and he whispered, "I see skulls, countless skulls covering the earth." The Bodhisattva's eyes, deep as eternity, fixed upon him. "They are all yours," he said, his voice soft but merciless. "Each one is a life you once lived, lost to the endless hunger of desire. This is what craving has done to you. Again and again you returned, and again you died. This is the weight of your own past." Far away and long ago in Japan, desire told another story, one of love that burned too fiercely to ever be satisfied. There was once a young girl, gentle and pure, who gave her heart to a boy of great beauty. But the boy did not love her in return. The rejection hollowed her spirit, and in desperation she sought help at a temple. The priests told her to pray before the image of Kannon, the merciful goddess, wearing a long-sleeved robe of silk, a furisode, as a sign of her devotion. And so she prayed night after night, her tears soaking the embroidered sleeves, her voice trembling with longing. But no answer came. The boy's heart remained cold. Her love devoured her like a hidden fire, until her body, frail from sorrow, withered, and she died. Her grieving parents placed the robe she had worn before the goddess into her coffin, a final gift for their daughter. But the robe's story did not end there. It was sold, passed into another household, and worn by another girl. Soon after, the new wearer fell into a sudden fever and died. The robe changed hands again, and again death followed. Wherever it went, the silk carried with it an invisible curse, heavy with the unspent desire and despair of its first owner. Death became its shadow. At last, the robe was offered to a temple, a place thought sacred enough to contain its poison. But the spirit that clung to it would not be silenced. One night, as monks slept in their quarters, the robe erupted in sudden flame. Fire consumed the wooden pillars, leapt to the roofs, and spread to the city beyond. The streets filled with smoke and screams as the blaze devoured home after home. Edo, which we now call Tokyo, was nearly destroyed, reduced to ashes by the hunger of a love unanswered. And yet, even in the ashes of cities, another kind of smoke rises, thin, trembling, and blue. It is the smoke of incense, curling softly into the air. To many, incense is only a fragrance, a perfume for quiet rooms, but in Japan it has always been more. It is prayer, memory, and the fragile bridge between the living and the dead. In temples, its smoke coils upward before the statues of the Enlightened One, carrying silent words of worship. In homes, it burns before the shrines of ancestors, believed to comfort the spirits of the departed. And in some lonely chambers, incense is lit for no god and for no memory, but for the strange sadness it awakens, a sadness that lingers like a shadow in the soul. In older times, incense was a game, a delicate art. Friends would gather in dimly lit rooms, passing rare perfumes, guessing their hidden names, spinning tales inspired by their scent. To breathe incense was to dream, to step into a world where the unseen pressed close and where even silence spoke. Desire, love, memory, each leaves behind its own smoke, curling into the air, vanishing, yet never gone. The skulls on the mountain wait in silence. The robe of silk still whispers of flames. The incense burns even now, carrying prayers that may never reach the heavens. And sometimes, when the smoke shifts strangely in the still air, one wonders, is it only perfume or the breath of those who have not yet finished with us?